Hey guys, just some quick rough and ready Big Walk gameplay on Steam Deck. I'm just filming this with my iPhone. I noticed there wasn't much coverage out there. People seem interested, so here we go. This is on the Steam Deck OLED. I'm going to start with the lowest settings, very low. I've tested this on PS5 Pro and Switch 2 and PC. I'll talk about that in a sec. So I'm using the standard resolution of the Steam Deck, 1280 by 800. There's no DLSS or anything, but you can drop the render scale down to sort of approximate that if you want. So I'm just going to jump into the game that I created earlier. My game is called Bungle Bonts. If you see me online, you're welcome to join. Let me get rid of this coffee on my screen. Right, loading times are pretty good. So this is at lowest settings, 1280 by 800. To my eyes, very low settings look about the same as the Switch 2. That might be a bit uncharitable. I think maybe the Switch 2 looks a bit better. Maybe it's low or even medium, but it mainly seems to concern the amount of pop-in and the shadows. So this is very low, 1280 by 800. And once you're outside, I'm getting sort of 60 to 75 FPS. You know, the pop-in is pretty extreme, but it's actually, like I was going to say, quite extreme on the PS5 Pro. The pop-in's really bad. The only platform where the pop-in starts to go away, well, it's not platform specific, but the only setting where the pop-in starts to go is kind of very, very high, at which time it gets a lot better. I don't think the Switch 2 is quite this bad, where stuff is popping in right in front of you. So I'm guessing maybe the Switch 2 is, maybe low or medium. So let's jump up to low and keep everything else the same. It does take a sec. I've got field of view on 70 just for comfort. That's going to drop my frame rate like a tiny bit, but that's not worth worrying about. So low, now we've lost about 10 FPS. This is probably where I would say the Switch 2 is. I don't know the frame rate on the Switch 2. I've only seen 30 FPS YouTube clips of it and watched it over my wife's shoulder for 2 seconds, but it looked like 30 to me. I'm not sure. Please put in the comments if that's wrong. So I'm guessing that's already maybe an improvement on the Switch 2, but the key thing is it's running at 1280 by 800 native. It's not running at 1080p, which is what I assume the Switch 2 is doing. We go up to medium. You lose a few more FPS. Not that many actually. There seems to be a huge difference between medium and low. But it kind of depends what you're looking at. If you're up very high, rendering a lot, your frame rate's going to be lower than if you're staring at a wall, obviously. Now, where I think the PS5 Pro lands is probably high, just based on the amount of pop-in that I saw versus my PC on the highest setting. So I reckon this is about where the PS5 Pro is. You're getting sort of 40 to, well, depends what you do. You can get 60 if you stare at the ground, probably more, but so you're looking at above 30 for high settings at native resolution on the Steam Deck, which is not bad. It's a nice clear image. Like obviously it's 1280 by 800, but there's not masses of aliasing. It looks nice. And then when I knocked about on my PC, I had it on highest. There's a chance. I wonder if the PS5 might be high and the PS5 Pro might be very high. I'm not sure. So this could be where the PS5 Pro is. But just running around now, to me, the PS5 Pro seemed to have much worse pop-in than this. So you're getting low resolution version of the PS5 Pro gameplay here on very high, but it does start to drop really choppily. So I would say that's not playable yet. Anything below about 30 I wouldn't touch, regardless of the resolution. And just for giggles, let's go to what I am doing on my 5090 machine. So, there we go. So you're obviously not going to want to do that. And then just for fun, let's probably kill my Steam Deck. Let's go all the way up to 4K. So this is... I have too many resolutions. There we go. So this is what I'm doing on my 5090. I can feel the Steam Deck dying in my hands as we speak. I'm not even sure it's going to come back from this, so you might be out of luck. I'll give it a second. When I fired it up, it did fire up at 4K, and I thought it was completely broken until I noticed. That's because I use my dock to play Steam Deck games, so it keeps defaulting to 4K annoyingly. Yeah, so that's dead. Oh, we can close it and start again if you're interested. There you go, so that's going to default to 4K. What do you reckon, single digits frame rate? Let's give it a try. See if it'll even load the menus. Let's just check that we are where we are. So yeah, 4K highest, render scale 100. Chuck myself back in my game. And let's go. I was doing something. Here we go. Nice. Well, we're over 5 FPS, so not too bad. I'm not sure what happens when you chuck like 11 other players into the game. I would guess. My guess is that the server's got to keep track of. The host's machine has to keep track of everything, so I'm not confident that performance is going to be ideal once you've got loads and loads of players in the game, like regardless of the platform. But I don't know that for sure because I need to find 11 people to test it with, which is not that easy. So there we go. And my Steam Deck sounds like it's about to take off, but it's doing it. There you go. On my 5090 machine, it just does this at 240 FPS. It seems quite well optimized. I mean, the fact that I'm doing this at vaguely playable frame rate even on the Steam Deck bodes well. So leave comments about how it works on the Switch 2 if you've got any insight. I need to get hold of my wife's copy to try that out. But yeah, I thought the Switch 2 version didn't look great, but ran fine, and it's a handheld, so pretty much the same opinion of the Steam Deck. But I thought the PS5 Pro version in particular was a little bit disappointing. I don't know what it's like on Xbox. So if you do want more performance out of the Steam Deck, let's just try 1080p for example, and we'll go to high. That might be something that you're doing if you're docking it, for example. It's just the wrong side of playable for me. Now that is probably what the Switch 2 is doing. I would say the Switch 2 is probably medium or low. So that's probably about on par with the Switch 2. That's running at 1080p. You can run games on the Steam Deck at higher resolution, which increases image quality and aliasing, or anti-aliasing, just through multi-sampling, but it's a little bit of a waste. Just running at the native resolution tends to look pretty good. So if you want to see the kind of maximum performance you could get out of it, you could run it at half resolution, very low, and you're going to get, you can barely see what's going on, but frame rate is the only thing that you care about, and then there you go. Let's bump that back up. So my recommended settings are 1280 by 800, render scale at 100%, and kind of whatever you're looking for in terms of performance. I wouldn't go any higher than high. Even then, it's a little bit dicey, as you can see. So I would probably drop it down to medium. And that seems to be a nice comfy spot for playing on the Steam Deck. But let me know what you're doing in the comments. Bye!